I'm Dr. Richa, and I've been with IIT for more than a dozen of years now. Okay, been working with the Department of Management Studies, and the area of interest for me is markets, consumers, entrepreneurs, startups, design thinking, all these things, customer insights, and basically helping startups or helping any organization, because I work with bigger organizations as well, helping them get that customer focus. Because very often, and it's not only startups, it's true of organizations also, big MNCs as well, they're very product focused. Means I'm making this and I'm making something great. I'm making something which the world is just waiting for. And then you get a rude shock when you go to the market, nobody is interested in your product. Okay? They'll ask you 10 different questions, okay, come tomorrow, come another day, why is this like this, but nobody is showing interest. And then you say, these guys don't understand my product. Experience? Everybody has, anybody who didn't have this experience? Maybe you have still not got to the customer, okay? So the thing is, why are you facing these challenges? If you have such a great product, why is nobody interested? Any thoughts? Did you ever sit down and think about it? The customer didn't want the product.
But there is someone already well established in that field whom we are not able to.
Very good. So customer did not want it. Somebody well established is already there and supplying the same thing. So what do you do now? You have a product, you have spent money, you have, more importantly, you have spent some part of your life, which you are not going to get back. Isn't it? And that's the biggest thing. You could have done something else. The opportunity cost of life is very high. Once you spend it on something, it is irrecoverable. So, what do you do? Pardon me? You can tell your name also, please. Rashid. And what do you do? Okay. And so here answer is?
We should do marketing.
We should do marketing. And what do we understand from marketing? What do we do under marketing, Rashid? Why did we buy? If I ask you, why did you buy your specs?
For eyesight.
For eyesight? For eyesight or better vision?
Better vision.
You see, there is a difference between eyesight and vision, right? So improving your vision, you got a glass. Now if the person who is making it, now I'll tell you, the lenses help you see better. How much time did you spend on getting the lenses right versus the frame right? My question is clear? Where did you spend more time? I have watched customers. Frames they spend more time, right? But you bought it for? You bought it for both. Because you want to look good. I have seen people go on trying glasses 3 hours and then too they will not buy because after some time they get confused. Right? So we are buying things for multiple needs. One is the functional aspect of it. What does this bottle do for me? Functionally, it carries the water, maintains the temperature. I don't know if it maintains, but that's the functionality of it. Eyeglasses help me see. I am wearing a certain apparel, you are wearing a certain apparel because it keeps you comfortable. Just imagine if this temperature, if the AC is switched off, some of us will start feeling warm. So that clothing that you are wearing is because you want to be comfortable at a certain room temperature. That's the functionality of it. But how does it make you feel? Emotions. The frame, how does it sit on your face? The shoe, does it look like, you're a smart person? The dress, does it make you look good? These are what? The emotional aspects of it. Then there are, beyond this also, there are reasons why we buy certain products. For example, it communicates status. So if I am wearing a branded wristwatch, from Europe, some company which is very renowned there, I am getting status also with it. You understand this? Then I could be buying something because of convenience. It is easy to operate it. The customer experience, my using of my phone, iPhone 14, gives me a great experience. It is very secure. So there are so many things which are lined into a product. But how do I know what all does my customer need? You understand the problem here? Okay. So now when we talk about customers, and before starting making a product, it is always good we say, and there is a in marketing we do one more thing, and that is concept testing, idea testing. So you have a product idea, you have a concept in mind, write it down, put a picture, give it a rough format, okay, or form and shape, and take it to the likely users. So if you are manufacturing something which will be used by aeroplane manufacturers, take it to them. See, this is the kind of thing we are making. Does it help you? Is there a need for this? They will give you some inputs. They will ask you some questions. Go ahead, make those, have questions, come back with a better prototype, very rough prototypes, okay? Take it back to them, keep getting that input. What is happening is you are learning about the customer. What do they want? Who are they? We'll come to that again. Who are they in case of this? Anybody who is in the production of aeroplanes, airplane parts, engines, anything, right? So who are they is a broad segment. I'll also tell you how you can segregate within this, okay? So broad segment, and then I'm trying to understand what do they want. Now this what do they want will differ from customer to customer. I'll give you a very simple example in the B2C category so that you can understand it and then relate it to B2B category. You understand B2B and B2C, right? Now, there is this product shampoo, or there is this product tea leaves or coffee, All of you have coffee, or how many of you have coffee? You had coffee in the morning? Okay. How many of you had tea? Okay. Now, do you think that all of the two of you who are having tea, your preferences are the same? You like your tea? Without sugar? Do you want it masala tea, ginger tea, normal tea? Strong, weak? Strong tea. What about you?
Ginger tea strong.
Ginger tea strong. No, you said I'm taking a simple thing and I'm just taking two individuals here. Even that way they take their tea is different. I'm just trying to drive home a point here. We differ in our preferences, requirements and needs. So, very often, and if you go through even marketing textbooks, they will tell you segment your market on the basis of?
Customer needs.
No, they will say demography, geography.
Behavior, benefits.
Right. So all those things they will say. Behavior and benefit was added by Kotler much later. Much later. The thing is, what they mention is actually profiling variables. The market should always be segmented on the basis of customer need. Only one thing. Because customers differ in their needs. He wants without sugar, normal, strong tea. He wants ginger and strong tea with sugar, I am assuming that, right? Maybe he wants extra sugar. People differ in their preferences for sugar also. 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoon, half teaspoon, you see? So because customer needs and requirements are different, I cannot sell one standard product to everyone. Can I? I can't. But you look at the market. Most of the things are sold in one format. Even for a mobile phone, what I use, what you use, features in your mobile phone is different, right? But mobile phones, when I buy, you buy, the same model gives you the same set of features. There is a lot of wastage. Nokia, when it was in operation, it had designed a mobile phone which was under 1000 rupees for the rural and the elderly. Big alphabets, big numbers, the screen, the button pad was bigger, the screen was bigger. And they made huge profit. They actually sold much more than any other brand at that time. What did they understand? The need of the rural customers and the elderly customers. There is a problem of vision. I cannot read on a small screen. How many of us are sensitive to that fact? Very few. Now, in a B2B category also, somebody who is manufacturing an aeroplane part may be requiring some adjustment because their client wants it slightly different. MRF is making tires. Maruti is buying it, it's a B2B. But do you think Maruti requires the one standard type of tire for all its vehicles? No. In fact, Maruti may have a special request that the tire be modified. MRF will modify, custom make the tire for Maruti, a particular car. Do you understand this? Why? Because the need of the customer is different. So first and foremost thing you need to do is not jump into production or product development, but conceptualizing so that you can understand the need of the customer better. Also, there is always a challenge. Customers don't tell you what they want. They cannot tell you. If somebody came and asked you what kind of wristwatch do you want, what will you tell? Okay, let us have a few answers. What kind of wristwatch do you want? Yes. Something simple, okay. Any other thing? But simple should be more or less, okay, fine. What about you? Let us go, very quickly, yes.
Date, time,
Date and time should be visible, okay. Lightweight, okay. You see? Metal strap. Okay, smartwatch, yes.
Smartwatch with waterproof.
With waterproof, okay.
daytime and white dial.
Daytime and
White.
wide dial, okay.
A bigger dial and a broader strap.
Bigger dial and a broader strap.
Should have numbers, not the Roman letters.
It should have proper digits, not Roman numerals.
Digital watch with health related.
Digital watch with health related feedback. Now you see, again, now I am not talking about how needs are different, but this is a feedback. Now imagine you were developing a wristwatch. What kind of wristwatch would you develop? You get my question? Now think about what kind of wristwatch would you develop. This is your market and it's a very small representation of the actual market, believe me, right? And this is your market. Come on, develop a wristwatch. Think of what kind of wristwatch would you make.
We will try to cover most of the.
You would try to cover most of the. Okay. Anybody else?
Like we categorize the people,
Okay.
whoever is having like-minded thing, then we can combine those people and make product.
How many could you club?
We can combine with
Which one?
the,
Simple?
so he wants
Number and date.
number.
Sorry, date and
date
day.
and number. I also want date and number, but white dial I require. Maybe he is liking white dial, maybe he prefer that. And of course,
Analog and digital first.
Now you see, suddenly the customer is telling you analog and digital.
Categorizing, that's what
we will categorize whoever wants analog and
Okay, another aspect has been added. Okay. So he also wanted numbers, but he doesn't want Roman.
so what,
Sorry, this one. Huh.
what Abba wants is extra strap, means the strap should be big, the width should be high is what she says, then we can make.
So you make a broad, bigger dial, bigger strap, broader strap with numbers, right?
Customizable strap, like whoever wants.
You see, I'm just giving you a feeling of the market and the customer. And if we go on discussing it, we can discuss this today, tomorrow, and 3 days, we will still not have one wristwatch. Why? And look at descriptions. Simple, smart, lightweight. What is light? How much is light for one person and not light for another person? She wants basically a chunky watch, if you look at it, isn't it? So the thing is, there are a couple of things over here. One is, segregating the market is not that easy. Okay? The second is, customers rarely tell you what they want. Even when they verbalize it, it is very difficult to make sense of what they are saying. You get this part? So even when you talk to the customer, how should you talk? I can't, that's not the purpose of the session today, but I'm working on a, maybe some training sessions and all. So there we talk about how you have to get information from the customers. And what the customer says, how to draw insights from that. Okay? And then work on designing a product. Because if you went around, developing a broad watch with numbers, and you might find that very few people are taking it. And then you said in that sample, which we had a conversation, most people were ready with numbers and dials and this. What you fail to realize is suddenly the trend has changed. There was a movie and somebody was wearing a wristwatch, there were no numbers, only 4 dots. And therefore, suddenly this has become the rage. So now nobody is looking for a wristwatch with numbers on the dial. You see, the market is that dynamic. The customers are that quick in changing their mind. At least in the B2C. B2B, at least it's not so much. There is a lag. Okay? So when we talk about customers, please know who they are, what do they want, not by direct questions, that's a bad way. Get them into a normal conversation. Talk with them over a coffee or a tea like talking to friends. How is your business doing? Slowly try to understand what are the challenges they are facing. What are the problems they are facing? What are the pain points? And when you get those, please understand, it is good to start by looking for a problem that the customer is facing. If a lot of customers, a lot of people are facing the same problem, then there is a need for a solution. And any product or service that is brought to the market should be a solution. Okay, it should not be a glorification of your technical skills. Very often startups are caught in this, they are glorifying their technical skills. Even marketers, big companies also do that, okay, I am Apple, then they will go on that trajectory for some time, it carries on, after some time it starts hitting them back. You go on increasing the price beyond a certain threshold, they are also testing, customers are willing to pay. At some point customers will say, what? The trend will change to simplicity, minimalism. These trends are already, by the way, picking up strength. The more it happens, very quickly it will hurt products which are offering too much. And then what will happen is, they will have to reduce the price, come down to something more simple. And it happens in all fields. Customers' trends keep changing. So if you are not watchful, it will hurt you, right? So going back to what do they want? Have a conversation. Get an idea, create a template or a rough prototype, very, very low on fidelity, take it to them, say, does this help you? Get their feedback on it. They will interact with you, because now what you are doing is, see, when they talk of a problem, it's abstract in their mind. When you understand that there is a solution, it's again abstract in your mind. But when you give it a shape and form as a prototype, or you write it down in a description form, then the other person starts visualizing it, gets a better understanding of it. And then they say, react to it. They say, no, I don't want this particular feature. I want it like this. You understand this part? So it allows them to actually share with you what they need. In the absence of this template or prototype, customers may not be able to share what they really need or want. You got this? So 2 things, have a conversation, develop a template or a prototype, a concept or a prototype, and take it to them, interact with them, Get feedback on that. Show that you are genuinely interested in solving their problem. Genuinely interested in solving their problem. That should be communicated to them, not by saying I am trying to, but by your actions. Okay? So if they said this was an aspect which I am not, this needs to be taken care of, then you need to go and make modification in that, come back and show that you have made a modification and show that quickly. Speed, actual change, we say, there is the saying, actions speak louder than words. So please understand, this is really true. Okay? Then what is being done for them? Now this is where I am coming to the competition. The third and the fourth bullet. You see this? So what is being done for them? So if there is a person who is facing a problem, are there companies which are already addressing that same problem? You said that others are in the market, people are, one was we don't understand the need, and other is there is somebody who is already serving that need. So what is being done? If I need a pressure cooker that cooks faster, are there pressure cookers in the market which are doing that? Already there, right? So if I am going to go with that, then I need to either be really fast, and I need to show that I am faster or my product is faster than what is available in the market, because you have to offer something which doesn't exist in the market. You understand this? So what is being done for them, what is not? And this means you understand your competition. Now very often again, competition is misunderstood. You think that Colgate and Anchor toothpaste, Vico Vajradanti and your Pepsodent, all these are competitors. I would disagree with you. Vico Vajradanti and another Patanjali toothpaste, maybe they are direct competitors for each other, but not Pepsodent and Colgate. You see, the market is different. These are customers who want natural Ayurvedic components in their toothpaste. Here it is freshness. You understand this? Also, Cafe Coffee Day says a bench in a park is a competition to me. That's what they say. They are selling coffee. No, they are saying that they are selling an experience. They are selling a space where you can come with your friends or your colleagues, sit down, have a nice conversation or even work. So it's a third place where you can hang out with colleagues and friends. Third place meaning home and office. This is the third place where you should be spending most time. We spend most of our time in office and home. They are saying this is the third place where you should be spending more time. This is a place where you can take a break. This is a place where you can sit down and have a conversation. So any place where you can take a break, even a park bench, becomes my competition. You understand this? So competition can be so broad and so narrow as I explained in the first one. We need to understand both. Either or is not enough. Okay? So who is in the market for toothpaste, who is my immediate competition? For Starbucks, Cafe Coffee Day might be a competitor, Mr. Bean's may be a competitor, and other coffee shops may be a competitor, but Kumbakonam coffee is certainly not a competitor for Starbucks. Because a person who is having Kumbakonam degree coffee is not looking at Starbucks as the coffee shop, right? You understand this? So how do we decide who is our competitor? Not on the basis of what they are selling, but on the basis of the customer needs they are fulfilling. You understood this? On the basis of customer needs they are fulfilling. It's the same coffee which is sold also on the roadside, right? On a small, kitli or small stall, and somebody is selling, not even a proper stall sometimes, just a table or a bench, and they are selling coffee. Sometimes you might find somebody just comes with a, that container full of coffee, puts it on a small, place and just has a packet of cups, that's all, and is selling. Now this person's coffee, what he is selling is different from Kumbakonam, different from Starbucks and Cafe Coffee Day. What is he selling? Price is the obvious answer. Anything else?
Access to a tea, we can take it.
Tea and coffee is accessible even here. What do you mean by access?
For example, if it is a person who is taking it, for example, when we see on a beach, and people have this bicep, they're carrying it up. So maybe near on the beach, people want
Convenience, ease of access, described it very well. We are on a beach. For Cafe Coffee Day, I have to walk some distance. For Starbucks, I have to, perhaps drive some distance. But there and then, again, coffee and tea, when I want to have it, I want to have it, right? If I have to travel half an hour, I don't want to have coffee. My mood has changed. You understand this part? Also, they are offering you, if I am ready to go, I have to go for a very important meeting, but I want to have a coffee. I cannot go to Cafe Coffee Day. This roadside coffee is good for me. They serve you very fast. You may not think of it like that, but these are the benefits that the customer is buying. Therefore, all these different businesses, they coexist. And the same customer who went to a Starbucks, means if I look at myself and you all over here, we are customers, right? We might step into a Starbucks, we might be very comfortable with a Cafe Coffee Day, but we also take coffee from the roadside Kitli shop, or from a vendor on the beach who is selling on a cycle or just carrying a, putting up a container and selling coffee. So, very often again, how is market segmented? They say, my customer is 30 plus. My customer is a male or a female. My customer is educated. Now, in this scenario that I gave you for coffee, how does it matter? My customer is of a certain income segment. But a customer of income segment, high income segment, is buying from the roadside also. So, is that a good segmentation or understanding of customer needs and requirements? No. Again, we go back to customer's need. Only good basis is to understand customer need and identify your customers or understand them through their needs. One more thing here. When we say customer need, it seems that one customer will have a specific need and it doesn't change. No, that is not true. The same customer may need the same product in a different manner because the job he or she is doing is different. Let me share an example with you, which was shared by Clayton Christensen. He was a professor at Harvard and they were doing a study for McDonald's, milkshakes. Okay, who is the customer for milkshakes? So they put some researchers on the job. They are standing in front of McDonald's and they are noting down anybody who is buying a milkshake. So at the end of the first day, they realized most of the milkshakes are sold in the morning, 8:30ish. Okay. After that, the sale stops. Then it picks up again in the afternoon. So then they say, okay, this is fine, we got a time, but let us understand who these customers are. They found in the morning it is customers or people who are going to office and they have a drive ahead of them. Very often they have not had a breakfast. Now, what happens if you try to take a tea or coffee on an empty stomach? Not good. Breakfast, everybody across the world thinks of nourishment first, except for youngsters. Okay? I have to make that, you can eat anything, right? But generally people look at nourishment, nutrition. So these people are coming there and they are buying a big milkshake because it fits very nicely into the container space in their cars. They can go on sipping it and driving. What are they trying to get? There is a job they are trying to get done. Reach from point A to point B and also have their breakfast on the way. This is the job they are trying to get done. If you look at cold coffee doesn't fit in, hot coffee doesn't fit in, tea doesn't fit in. You see? Milkshake fits in very well. So, you have to understand what is the job that your product or service will help the customer get done. You understood this part? And if customers, therefore a customer who wants to have some kind of a stimulant or a coffee very quickly when because they are feeling very dozy after a heavy lunch, but they have to catch up with a meeting or some work in the office, then that roadside coffee fits the requirement. So instead of looking at people, at individuals and saying this is my market, look at the need for that kind of thing and then develop your market. Because this customer can be mobile. You understood? So what we do is we often say my market is for these people. Instead you say the job my product gets done is this. Supposing you were developing brakes, it allows the vehicle to stop in once applied and 100 meters or 50 meters without any damage to or any hurt to the person who is driving. How many? It can be anywhere, isn't it? Then you are not talking about a vehicle. It could be a scooter, it could be a car, you could even do it for other vehicles. But if you say I am developing brakes for cars, then you cannot go into scooters. You understood this? Then your market is limited to car manufacturers. Are you getting what I am saying? Any questions? Last point here is how to get them, keep them, serve them over and over again. Any business wants to get customers. Then once I got a customer, this customer should continue doing business with me, keep this customer and go on doing business with them over and over again. That becomes a function of satisfaction. That also comes from where? You understood the need correctly. If you understood the need correctly and you served them the right product, they will never go away. I teach even CRM, okay? And very often you'll say, give incentive. You see companies wishing you on birthday. What do? We immediately delete that message. Do we for a minute believe that they are wishing us birthday? Do we feel happy about it? It's an additional task to select it and delete it. Companies don't understand it. Customers see through you immediately, whether you are genuine or fake. This message has no meaning. We know it is coming from an automated server where you have put my birth date and therefore it is coming. It's triggered. You don't mean a word of it. If I went and asked the CEO, do you know my birthday? Thank you for wishing me birthday. By the way, do you know my birthday? Do you think they will know my birthday? No. So stop doing things which the customer doesn't want or ask. They are unnecessary expenses, you can easily avoid them. Give the customer what the customer needs. But understand that. It's not that easy. So understand customer challenges. I already told you customer jobs, customer perception, customer experience. Customer perception. Now if I say, we have got, can I use that board? Can you please, So let us say when we are buying cars, okay? Just move. Now let us say we are talking about cars, hatchbacks, small cars, okay, which are now mostly driven within cities. Now we are saying two important criteria for customers who are buying cars, small cars. What are the two criteria in India? Just give me two criteria, any two criteria. Mileage is very important, okay? Safety, okay. So I am going to put these two over here and they are going low to high in this direction of the arrow. Now let me say Maruti Alto. Where would you put? Where should I put the arrow? You want to come and quickly put it? Quickly come. And put Maruti Alto under that arrow, okay? Or under the dot. Now let me say Jazz. Come and put Jazz, Honda Jazz. One of you. Put Maruti Alto right down. Here. Put Honda Jazz. Another car, small car. Pardon me? Come, put Wagoner. Hyundai. Okay, Hyundai i10, i20, just put WagonR, Hyundai i10, i20, you'll put Hyundai i10, i20. Okay, WagonR. I20. Okay, any other? Polo, Volkswagen Polo. Somebody can put it, Volkswagen Polo. Be careful, both the things you keep in mind, Polo. Okay, that's more than enough. We got some examples. Now you see what have you just shared with me is your perception about these cars on these two things. You understood this? Right? No? Now, it may be possible that Jazz is much more safer than Polo. It's possible in a real test, but customer sees it like this. So, if a customer who is banking more on safety will not select Jazz, will go for Polo. You understand this? So, why this small exercise here? It's a very valuable exercise. We work with this, and we go into more elaborate, not only 2 dimensions, but multiple dimensions and things. Why? Because you buy on the basis of your perception, or whatever information you get, and on the basis of how it works, you work it out. You say, okay, this seems more safer, this seems less safe. This seems giving me more mileage, the other one not. There might be an asterisk, and there might be a fine print which you never read, right? You thought that Maruti Alto gives you the best mileage, whereas it does not. Perhaps i20 gives you better mileage. I am just saying for the sake of, it's a hypothetical discussion, it's not the real discussion, okay. So, you bought Maruti Alto thinking that i20 gives you lesser mileage, but then you missed out on a better car, because that's not really true. So, please understand what your product is not as important as making the customer understand and believe that it is really that good. Got it? If you say we are creating brakes which are faster than any, or they help the vehicle stop the fastest than any other, if the customer does not believe it, you will not get business. Because the customer's perception remains, oh, they are just saying it. This is not really true. They are a startup. There are these companies who make much better brakes and they have been making it for so long. How can the startup be different and give you such a better, braking facility? So what is happening here? It's the perception of the customer that is guiding it. And perception is formed on a lot of things: belief, information, understanding, sometimes attention. You never listened, the customer never listened, they dozed off between what they were saying. You were talking about the speed part and the quickness with which the brakes can be applied. Customer thought, oh, this is an account which I had to make a phone call. They did not even listen to what you were saying. Happens to us, so why can't it happen to my customer? So whatever is important when you are communicating, repeat it. Ensure that the customer has understood it. Because if they don't perceive your product to be good, they are never going to buy it. And we do it for competition. So I would take that map if I am manufacturing WagonR or I am manufacturing Polo to understand where are others and how do I compare with them. So if I am Polo, I see that I am seen as high on safety, which is good. I can either emphasize it in my advertising, saying which we have improved safety through this additional features. At the same time, we are also giving you better mileage now. So what am I doing? I am trying to move in this direction because I understand I have to improve on mileage compared to others. Otherwise, these people will get more business, I will not. So perception is that important. And customer experience, what was the customer experience in buying an air ticket? In you're coming to your store and buying something. I'll tell you a very recent experience. I was looking for a matching, shawl for one of the dresses. And I went into Fab India, same Fab India, 3 different stores I visited. And I finally bought from one store. In that purchase, it happened in 2 minutes. In others, I spent 1 hour. In another, I spent 40 minutes. And I still did not buy. And for the one where I spent 2 minutes, I actually thanked and I spoke to the manager and said, "You've got great staff." Why? I needed something very quickly to match. And in the one I go in, madam, all the blue shawls and dupattas are on that side. They are very least interested in you. The other one, madam, this color that you are showing we don't have from the beginning. But I needed it, so I said, no, let us search, let us see. You see, the customer is trying to get a job done. Get a matching dupatta to complete a dress because there is an event happening, you have to have this thing done. You are even missing out, the customer wants to buy. Last one I went, I said, see, this is the dress, I need a matching dupatta. 3 people in the shop, they immediately went out, brought in 6 to 8. And I was very, choosy about the shade, as females can be, right? But I got one. And within 2 minutes, I walked out. It costed me 6,000 rupees, no problem. Paid and came out happy. You see? Customer experience is all that matters to the customer. Now, if I have to go back and shop ever again, do you think I'll visit the other 2 stores? No. One bad experience, the customer is gone. I'm going to show you, can you just please switch off this light again? Sorry for this little exercise, but otherwise, it becomes slightly blurred. Now, I'm going to show you, share with you an example. Okay. So, this is about America. And in America, 20% of the adult population, which is 32 million, and even number is increasing. This is slightly old data, which whatever I could get, I'm sure the numbers are up. They take more than 5 medications a day. Okay. What happened is they often forget to take a pill. If you have ever had fever or you were sick, you remember sometimes you forget to take the medicine on time. The minute you start feeling slightly better, you forget your medicine. That's human. Okay. They forget, they take it at the wrong time. They get confused whether I took this one or I not, so sometimes they double take it, which is both harmful. When you don't take it and you double take it, or you take it at a wrong time, it's all harmful. This is leading to vast cost in dollars and in lives. Okay. It leads to unnecessary doctor visit, etc., etc. And in US, the system is, you have a doctor, you have an insurance company, and then a pharmacy. So, as a customer or as a patient, you have to interact with the doctor. You have to have your insurance policy, you have to keep on renewing it. Okay. And once the doctor says, insurance approves, you have to go to a pharmacy to get your medicines. Which means you have to, if you are not feeling well or you are aged, it is a job for you, extra effort for you. So, getting medicines is not a easy thing, and ensuring that you eat it rightly is even bigger a task. Now, we might feel, oh, what's such a big deal? But have you seen there are those medicine boxes Monday, Tuesday written, and people are organized, that means there is a need. Now, there is a company which looked into this problem and came up with something. They did such a fantastic job that they became the market leaders very quickly. Small need, customer need is very small. I should not miss my medicines, I should take them on time. I should not have any hassles in getting the medicine, right? And some of our medicines, especially with an age, your vitamins, your sugar medicines, blood pressure medicines, heart medicines, cholesterol medicines, they are routine. They become part of your everyday. Thyroid medicines, right? So, every time you have to go and get it. See, there is a effort. So, this company, they started something called a pill pack. You see this? Let me come back to this. Let me show you this video first.
Did you know 150 million Americans take medication every day? So each person has to stand in line at the pharmacy, sort their pills, and remember to fill their prescriptions over and over and over. That's why we created PillPack. We're a new kind of pharmacy. We sort your medication by date and time and deliver it directly to your door.
But I take different kinds of medications at different times of the day.
No problem. We organize your meds for you, so now you don't have to waste time sorting your pills.
Sure, but can you do vitamins?
We can add those too.
But I hate paying for shipping.
Well, you'll love PillPack. Our service is free. You only pay for your medications.
And you take my insurance.
Yep, we work with most plans.
And you handle all my refills.
We work with your doctors to get you your medication every month.
What about my inhaler?
We're a full-service pharmacy, so we can handle your inhaler and any other pharmacy items. Every day, people across the country are saving time and staying healthy with PillPack. Switch to a simpler pharmacy today. PillPack, an Amazon.
Taken over by Amazon, I think, in the last 2 years. 2 years back sometime, this was taken over. See, if you look at all the customer problems, the pain points, the customer is asking them question constantly. For everything, they have an answer. Do you know that much about your customer? Have you interacted at that length with your customer? Have you interacted at all with your customer? That's the question, right? You cannot come up with a great product by just sitting and doing it yourself and without involving your customer. No, not at all. It's not possible. Sometimes some companies are just lucky because you came up with something and there is nothing in the market. Or you are addressing an issue without knowing about it. And you were just plain and simple lucky. So if you were really doing a good job, then you would go and ask the customer. But if you're plain and simple lucky, the problem is it is a trial and error. You're shooting in the dark. One time you caught a star, next time it falls flat, and next time again it falls flat, next time again it falls flat. You see? So please start with the customer. There is no way you will get wrong or you will not, you will do something which doesn't give you a result. Now I want to show you another video from the same company, okay?
My name is Beth, and I've been a PillPack customer for 3 very happy years. I'm all about gardening organically, whether it's working in my yard, which I landscaped myself, or going down to the community garden. Before PillPack, dealing with my medications was an absolute trial. I hated it. Only having the use of one arm, it probably took an hour or more to get a week's medication set up. I didn't want to do anything for the rest of the day after that because it used so much of my energy. Not having to do that has been such a relief. With PillPack, I'm able to tear open the package really easily to be able to take my pills, which saves me energy in so many ways that it allows me to do things I want to do. It means a lot to me to have that time and energy back.
You see, these are some of your not normal customers. These are the special customers. Suddenly, you find that you have a solution even for them. You see, we may very often when we are creating a product, we only look at the main. If it's a bell curve, then the middle majority is what we are looking at. Normal. Extreme populations are always forgotten. There are huge opportunities here. Now why I am showing you these is because we have an exercise for you all, and that is value proposition development. And what I am going to share with you, the first exercise is the value proposition canvas. Okay? And in a value proposition canvas, just a minute, now I am going to, okay, you see this is a value proposition canvas. Okay? In this value proposition canvas, you see this is the customer side and this is the producer's side. Okay? So you have a product for this customer. But what you need to understand in order to deliver this product or this bundle which is desired by this customer, what you need to understand is their world. Okay? This world is the gain that they want. What is that they want to gain out of it? Time saving for ease of opening the bottle and assembling your medicines. Pains. I don't want to stand in a queue. I don't want to reorder medicines every month. Those are all, pain points. So pains, then the gains. What are their real difficulties, challenges they are facing? What are the things they want to gain? And what is the job they are trying to get done? Here, ensuring that they eat their medicines without failure at the right time, without having to sort it. So they are trying to get some jobs done. So what you need to do for your respective work and businesses, understand the jobs that the customers are trying to get done, challenges they are trying to overcome, problems they are trying to solve. Once you get that right, look at more closely what is the pain, current problems, pain points, difficulties. What do they want to change here so that they are happy? You see the smiley, downward smiley and upward smiley. Now try to create pain relievers. Any kind of pain, I will reduce this pain. Any kind of thing that you want to gain, time saving, that is a gain. So I am going to help you increase your gains and I will help you get the product and service which helps you get the job done. So this way, if you think about it, it allows you to dwell a little deeper. Otherwise you think I know, actually you don't know. You may feel you know, but that's a false belief. It does not have any basis.